You know what's funny? If Jenny wears black, people talk. If she wears pink, people talk. If she doesn't post, people somehow still talk. Like, at this point, I genuinely think if Jenny sneezed, someone would make a 20-minute analysis video explaining what it meant. Like, can we let this woman exist? But that's exactly why I wanted to make this video, because after watching Jenny for years, I realized something. People are always going to have opinions about what you wear, about how you look, about what you do, about what you don't do, and somehow they're still finding like something to say. So instead of talking about Jenny, I want to talk about 5 lessons I think we can learn from her, because whether you're a Blackpink fan or not, these lessons apply to all of us. Confidence is your biggest protection, let's be honest. People always have something to say. You wear makeup, too much. You don't wear makeup, you look tired. You dress up, who are you even trying to impress? You wear pajamas to the grocery store. She doesn't take care of herself anymore. Like, I'm convinced some people, they wake up every morning, they stretch, they drink water, and they immediately start judging strangers. Like, the truth is, you will never reach a point where everyone approves of you. So if criticism is guaranteed, confidence becomes your best friend. Confidence is not thinking everyone likes me. Confidence is saying, even if they don't, I'll still be myself. And that's something I really, really admire. Jenny has been criticized for years. Her outfits, her performance, her facial expressions, and yet she still walks into every event looking like she belongs there. Like, imagine if she changed herself every time someone criticized her. By now, she wouldn't even know who she was. And honestly, neither would we. That is why I think confidence is so important. Not because it stops people from judging you, but because it stops their opinions from deciding who you become. Lesson number 2 is believe in yourself before the results do. I think this one is one of the hardest things to do, because believing in yourself is easy when things are working out. It's easy when everyone is clapping for you, when your videos are getting millions of views, when people are supporting you. The real test is, can you still believe in yourself when none of that is happening? Let's be honest, most of us don't quit because we don't have talent. We quit because the results take longer than our patience. You go to the gym for a week, then you stand in front of the mirror like, where are my abs? Excuse me? You have been there for 7 days, relax. Or you start a YouTube channel, you spend hours editing, you finally upload the video, you refresh the views every 5 minutes, 10 views, then 13, then 17, now you're questioning your entire existence. I know I've been through this as well. Like, maybe YouTube just doesn't want me. No, maybe it's just been 3 hours. Or you start learning a new language, you can't even introduce yourself without sounding like Google Translate, having a panic attack. So you think, maybe I'm just not meant for this. No, you're just learning. Nobody starts as an expert, and that's something I really admire. Jenny didn't wake up one morning and suddenly became Jenny. There were years of training, years of practice, years of where nobody outside that practice room knew her name. Imagine if she had thought, I'm not good enough, so I'll just stop. We wouldn't even be having this conversation. And honestly, I think that is where most dreams end. Not because people fail, but because they stop before they ever get the chance to succeed. Sometimes life feels quiet. Nothing seems to be changing. No big opportunities, no huge results, no signs that you're moving forward. And that's usually the moment people give up. But what if progress is happening and you just can't see it yet? Think about baking a cake. You put all the ingredients together, you put it in the oven. Now imagine opening the oven every 30 seconds saying, is it ready now? 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 You'll end up ruining the cake. Some things simply need time. Dreams work the same way. You can't rush them just because you're impatient. So if there's one thing I'll tell my younger self, it's this. Don't let temporary result decides the future of your dreams. Believe in yourself, especially when there's no evidence yet. Because sometimes the only person who believes in your dream, it needs to be you. People will always stop. So stop trying to win everyone over. This is probably one of the most freeing lessons I've learned. No matter what you do, people will have an opinion. You post too much, she's always online. You stop posting, What happened? Is everything okay? You wear expensive clothes, she's just showing off. You wear simple clothes, she has no fashion sense. You speak a lot, she's so loud. You're quiet, she thinks she's better than everyone. At this point, I'm convinced some people don't want solution, they just want a hobby. And unfortunately, sometimes that hobby is judging other people. The funniest part is, the same thing that makes one person love you will make another person dislike you. One person will say, I love how confident she is. Another person will say she's arrogant. One person will say she's so mysterious. Another person will say she should smile more. Same person, different opinions. So tell me, whose opinion are you going to change? All of them? Good luck with that. And this isn't just about celebrities. Imagine you decide to start posting on YouTube. Some people will genuinely support you, some people wouldn't even care. And then there's always that one person who suddenly becomes a film critique. The lighting could have been better, the editing is boring, the microphone isn't good. Meanwhile, they have never uploaded a single video themselves. Or maybe you decide to wear something different because it makes you feel good and someone says that's too much. Then next week you wear something simple. Now it's you look better before. So what exactly do they want? Nobody knows. Probably not even them. And that is why I love this lesson because the goal is not to make everyone like you. The goal is to make sure you still like yourself even when not everyone else does. One thing I've noticed about Jenny is that no matter how much people talk, she keeps showing up. She doesn't seem to rebuild her personality every time the internet has an opinion. Imagine if she did exactly that. Monday, she'd be changing her clothes. Tuesday, she'd change her hairstyle. Wednesday, she would stop posting. Thursday, she'd start posting again because people complained she disappeared. And by Friday, she'd be exhausted trying to keep everyone happy. And honestly, I think a lot of us do the same thing. Like, we change ourselves depending on who's watching. We become quieter around certain people. We hide our excitement because someone called us too much. We stop talking about our dreams because someone laughed once, and little by little we shrink ourselves. Not because we wanted to, but because we hope people would finally approve of us. And here's the truth though. If someone has already decided not to like you, there's probably nothing you can do to change their mind. And if someone genuinely likes you, you don't have to perform to keep them around. So stop dimming your light just because someone else is uncomfortable with it. You were never meant to make yourself smaller just so other people could feel bigger. Fourth, wear what makes you feel confident, not what everyone else is wearing. Let's talk about fashion for a second because fashion is supposed to be fun, but somehow we turned it into a full time stress assignment. Like every few months, there's a new trend. One day, everyone is saying this is the only style you need. So you try it, and then suddenly, a few months later, the same people are saying, wait, why did we ever wear that? Like, excuse me, I just spent money on this. Can we at least pretend it was a good decision for a little longer? And this happens because we often forget one simple thing. A trend is not automatically meant for you. Just because something looks amazing on someone else doesn't mean you have to force yourself to like it. Maybe your friend looks amazing in a certain outfit. Maybe an influencer makes a certain style look effortless. But then you try it and you're standing in front of the mirror thinking, why do I look like I'm wearing someone else's personality? And that's okay. Not everything is meant for everyone. I think the best outfits aren't always the expensive or the most trendy ones. They are the ones where the person wearing them feels comfortable and confident. Because confidence changes the way you carry yourself. You can wear the simplest outfit, but if you feel good in it, people would notice. And you can wear the most expensive outfit, but if you're constantly adjusting it, uncomfortable, and wondering what everyone thinks, you won't enjoy it. And honestly, we do this in other areas of our life as well, not just clothes. Someone else's career path looks exciting, so we think we should follow it. Someone else's lifestyle looks perfect, so we start comparing our own. Someone else's personality gets praised, so we start changing ourselves to become more like them. But Imagine if everyone tried to become the same person, the world would be so boring. Everyone wearing the same clothes, having same interests, making the same choices, it would literally feel like a room full of identical characters from a video game. The reason people are memorable is because they have something that is their own. And I think that is something we can learn from Jennie. Like, she has a very clear sense of style. Not because she follows every single trend, but because she knows what represents her. And that's the real goal. Not to wear what everyone else approves of. Not to chase every trend just because it's popular, but to find what makes you feel like yourself, because the best style isn't the one that gets the most compliments. It's the one that makes you look in the mirror and think, yeah, this feels like me. So wear the clothes that make you happy. Try new things, experiment, have fun, but never lose yourself trying to look like everyone else. Because the most attractive thing you can wear will always be your confidence. Never become the reason someone else feels insecure. This is probably one of the most important lessons, because confidence isn't just about how you see yourself, it's also about how you make other people feel. And unfortunately, sometimes people think the only way to feel better about themselves is by making someone else feel worse. You know those moments someone is excited about something. Maybe your friend says, I finally bought a new dress and I love it. And instead of saying you look amazing, someone says, oh, I wouldn't wear that. Okay, but nobody asked for a fashion trial right now. Or someone finally gets the courage to post something online, maybe their first video, their first drawing, their first makeup look, and instead of encouraging them, someone immediately points out everything that is going wrong, like the lighting isn't good, the editing could be better, I don't think this will work, and suddenly the excitement they had, it disappears. Now, don't get me wrong, constructive criticism is important. If someone asks for advice, help them grow. But there's a huge difference between helping someone improve and making someone feel small. Sometimes people hide jealousy behind honesty. They say, I'm being realistic, but in reality, they just don't like seeing someone else confident. And I think that's something we should be careful about, because you never know what someone's confidence journey looks like. That person who is proudly wearing an outfit might have spent months learning to love themselves. That person posting their first video might have fought years of insecurity to finally press upload. That person sharing their dream might have been scared that someone would laugh at them. So, why be the person who makes them go back into hiding? The world already has enough people saying, you can't. Be the person who says, try. Be the person who celebrates someone's happiness without comparing it to your own. Because someone else's beauty doesn't take away from yours. Someone else's success doesn't mean there's less success left for you. Someone else's confidence doesn't make you less valuable. And honestly, I think that's another thing worth learning. A truly confident person doesn't need to make others feel insecure. They don't need to be the prettiest person in the room. They don't need to be the most successful person in the room. They don't need to prove that they are better than everyone else. They can simply appreciate themselves and appreciate others too. Be confident, believe in yourself. Don't let others' opinions control you. But while becoming the best version of yourself, don't forget to be kind, because confidence without kindness isn't confidence. It's just ego. So that is it for today's video, and let me know what you think about this one, and we'll meet next time. Bye bye.